Welcome to the Kirklees College Virtual Open Day for Engineering full-time courses and apprenticeships. If you have any questions, please type them into chat and we will answer them at the end. As this presentation covers a range of different courses, it would be useful if you could tell us the area your question relates to. We'll start with a short video of our Engineering Centre in Huddersfield.
Hi, my name is Greg Clark. I'm the Curriculum Area Manager of Engineering. Welcome to your Virtual Open Day. Why be an engineer? Creativity. You have the opportunity to come up with solutions to problems that others may not have even considered. You must be innovative to be an engineer. Impact. Engineers have the biggest impact on the world over any other profession. They come up with solutions to problems that affect us all, like global warming, transport, healthcare, and many, many more. Travel. Because engineering is a universally sought after occupation, you could work anywhere in the world. Maths is a language spoken by all, so if you want to travel the world, then engineering is a career for you. High salaries. The average engineer in the United Kingdom earns around £59,900 per year, with salaries ranging from £19,000 all the way up to £127,000 a year. Engineers are in so high demand globally, you will find that the salaries are consistently high. Employability. If you hold one type of engineering qualification, this doesn't mean that you are stuck in one department of a company. An engineering qualification will allow you to move from the sector to sector, as lots of areas will need you. Varied. As an engineer, each day is different. One day you might be helping in the build of something. Next, you could be in front of a computer developing ideas and programs. You will never be bored working as an engineer. Progression. There's lots of opportunity within engineering to advance your career, and quickly too. You won't find yourself caught in one stage of the company for long if you show the right skills and desire to progress. Collaboration. Engineering gives you the opportunity to collaborate with other professionals such as lawyers, scientists, and even government officials. You will never be lonely as an engineer, and you have the opportunity to be introduced to all sorts of other career paths on the way. Entrepreneur. As an engineer, you have the opportunity to work with some of the top companies in the world. The knowledge you gather whilst working under these businesses can help you to learn other skills on the way. This may lead to you starting up your own company in the future. Reputable. A career as an engineer is highly reputable. People recognise difficulty in the work and the importance of it in the world, so you will be respected by employers and rewarded for good work. What courses do we offer? Well, we've got 3 levels of course, level 1, 2 and 3, various qualifications within those. Level 1 is an introductory course that will introduce you to a variety of disciplines of engineering. Really good if you are unsure about what area of engineering and manufacturing you would like to go into. Level 2 is a little bit more technical, so that is a 2-year course. Year 1 is for you to work towards the engineering operative standard, and that is really about boosting your technical and practical skills in engineering. Moving on to level 2, year 2, which is then working towards the technician standard, a qualification that sits well within the level 3 if you decide to progress, or sits well within the apprenticeship if that's the path you want to go down. Level 3 is again a 2-year course, although you can leave after year 1 and you will have a qualification. First year is working towards a certificate in engineering technician standard. This is one that you'd work together as an apprentice, so if you do want to go down the apprenticeship route, then this would hold you in good stead for that, but it also provides a fantastic basis to work and to go into year 2, and that would then form an entry into university. As far as qualifications in terms of how you get onto those qualifications, you've got a variety of options. We would recommend that you start at level 2 if you are unsure about where you want to go in terms of university or apprenticeships, but if you definitely know that universities where you want to be then, and you've got the correct grades to allow entry onto this course, then level 3 is where you want to be. We can answer any questions at the end of this presentation. Why choose this department? Well, we are one of the largest engineering centres in Yorkshire. Got fantastic facilities. We have dedicated engineering centre, as I've said, with lots of equipment, high-end equipment, cutting-edge equipment that will allow you to kind of progress and be the best you can be within the subject. Variety of machines and technology, as you can see from those photos there. You'll only be using timetable for 16 hours a week, so that allows you then to kind of engage in work experience and placement, and even kind of mix in outside demands on your time as well, like a job or something like that. All engineering study programs include at least 30 hours of work experience, so that will be timetabled into your own timetable, but there will be the option of doing extra work experience to kind of boost your CV and your knowledge. If you do not have GCSE English or Maths at grade 4 or above, you will have these built into your study programme. So those entry requirements, we're obviously taking it on a student by student basis, but if you do need to get the grade 4 in your English and Maths, these will be built into your programme and you will resit these. You should choose to come to Kirklees College not only for our facilities but for our links to industry. We have an excellent track record of working with companies like Hovis, Reliance Precision and more recently Coca-Cola. University of Huddersfield is also a keen partner of ours. We work well with them and we have good links with their engineering facilities. So if you're thinking of following a university path, then Kirklees College is a good choice for you. So I've talked to you a little bit about the facilities that we can offer. There's also a few more benefits to studying with us. Engineering study programs that we deliver all build credits towards apprenticeship. So if you achieve an apprenticeship, you will be able to draw on your experience and your credits on the courses that you have studied with us. The Level 3 Extended Diploma meets entry requirements into university, so we are a fantastic stepping stone for the university education if that's where you want to be. So not only do we support the apprenticeship route, but also the further education pathways. The Level 3 Extended Diploma also enables entry onto our own HNC HND programme, so you can actually study with us right up until your final year of a degree, in which you would then join a university and complete that degree. Expectations. Well, you will have expectations yourself on what you expect to receive from us You'll expect to receive a fantastic education, access to wonderful facilities, and enjoy your time here at Kirklees College. We have expectations too, and they'll be for you to be responsible for your own learning and strive to do the best you can at all times. And that will mean 100% attendance and catch up on any work missed by engaging with your tutors in a professional and adult manner. We also expect you not to book any holidays during term time. You obviously have some free time in the week to do with what you deem fit, but any time booked off that impacts on your learning will obviously be detriment to your progression. Here we have the potential reading list for you. These books aren't mandatory, but they may help you while studying here at Kirklees College. They're available from most retailers. So once you've completed your course with us, there is 2 avenues you can progress down. You could either be an apprentice, and Kirklees has lots of different options for you if that's what you want to do, or you could continue with us and study right up to your final year of degree and then move on to a university to complete that degree. Careers choices: engineering is a hugely in-demand sector with lots of different specialisms within it. Some are listed there, and they range from anything from a product design engineer to a machinist. So engineering is a fantastic avenue to choose, and Kirklees College is a brilliant place to study.
You may prefer to work, earn money and learn at the same time, so an apprenticeship option might be perfect for you. Apprenticeships take different amounts of time and approximately up to 48 months in order to complete them, and to be able to start one you would need to find an employer. During apprenticeships you can study lots of different qualifications, and to be able to complete and be qualified at the end of the apprenticeship you would complete an endpoint assessment in order to pass off the entire apprenticeship. There are a number of different options for engineering apprenticeships, one of which is a level 3 engineering technician, and with this there are different options that you can take depending on the pathway you would like. So for example, there is mechatronics, which a mechatronics maintenance technician. They ensure that plant and equipment performs to the required standard to facilitate production targets. So they look at things like safety and quality and delivery of costs within high value manufacturing environments. There's machinists in the advanced manufacturing engineering sector, which predominantly are involved in highly skilled, complex and precision work, machining components from specialist materials using CNC machines such as lathes or horizontal milling machines. There's product design and development technicians, which primarily work on all stages of product creation and modification, and they support activities ranging from early concept feasibility, design and development, right through to the final preparation of launch to the customers. There's technical support technicians, who work as part of a team to provide technical support and expertise for all areas of the engineering and manufacturing function, including communication software, testing, analysis of tools, measurement, offline programming, and many other things. Tool makers and tool and die maintenance technicians are predominantly involved in the highly skilled, complex and specialist detail work and manufacturing and maintaining the engineering tooling used to produce components, products and assemblies. Another option is the level 3 fabrication and welding apprenticeship. So the broad purpose of a fabricator and welder is to carry out metal fabrication work using equipment such as rolled steel joists, columns, channels, steel plates, metal sheets and other items. You will learn how to mark out using hand tools, drilling, forming, folding and rolling, and you'll interact with planners, supervisors, inspectors, designers, welders and many other people that are involved in manufacturing. There is also a level 3 engineering fitter, and this occupation is found in manufacturing and processing sectors. The broad purpose of the occupation is to produce complex, high-value, low-volume components or assemblies in full or part using machines, equipments or systems to the required specification. For example, turbines, cranes, gearboxes and many other things. A science industry maintenance technician contributes to the fault-free and safe operation of science industry plant by the installation, maintenance, testing and repair of mechanical, electrical equipment and instrumentation. Similar to the engineering technician apprenticeship, but as well as having core engineering skills, maintenance technicians need to understand and follow working practices that are specific to the safety critical science industry. It might be that you already have a level 3 engineering qualification, so therefore an opportunity to complete a level 4 apprenticeship might be perfect for you. So the level 4 engineering manufacturing technician provides specialist technical support for engineers so that organisations can develop, produce or test new and existing products, processes or procedures to meet a customer specification in terms of quality, cost and delivery as efficiently and effectively as possible.
Hi, I hope you found that useful. Just a reminder, if you want to type in the area that your question relates to, it just helps me direct it because we've got Greg, Paul and Bill to answer your questions. Shall we go to Greg first because we've got a few that relate to full-time courses?
Yeah.
Okay, right Greg, ready to go?
Ready.
Engineer, I want to be an engineering operator. Would you recommend the full-time course or going straight onto an apprenticeship?
Excuse me, sorry. It's a bit of a difficult one, really. I mean, the engineering apprenticeship obviously depends on whether you can get an employer to support you through that process. Your engineering journey at the start is perfectly fine to do the full-time course and then move on after you've done a level 2 or a level 3 to move on to an apprenticeship. So at this stage it doesn't matter, but if you can get an apprenticeship, then that obviously suit you better in the long run because you'll have employment to take you through. But a full-time course is perfectly acceptable. It just depends on your circumstances, really.
Okay, do you recommend students start at level 2 if they've never done engineering before instead of going straight to level 3?
Yeah, I would. Engineering is such a massive area. Level 2 kind of gives you a grounding in lots of different specialisms. I think when you ask anybody, say, what is an engineer, they can never quite put the finger on it. There's so many different areas. So, sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry, I've not coughed all day and now I've got a cough fit. Where was that? Yeah, so level 3 is a bit more academic and there is a lot less practical, and that's more geared towards maybe further higher education in terms of level 4 and university. But if you want to be a hands-on engineer, I would suggest level 2 is probably what you want to do.
Okay, will going to university increase my chances of securing employment?
Well, I mean, it's a bit difficult that in this current climate. I mean, it might do and it might not. It depends what route you want to go down. Yeah, I mean, if you're kind of a hands-on engineer and say you're a machinist or an operator or something like that, then generally they don't have university degrees, and they get experience through an apprenticeship and then build experience for your workplace. But if you want to go on to something a bit more academic and challenging in terms of in that way, then maybe university is the way to go. It all depends on your current and your kind of end goal, really. It wouldn't harm any path doing a level 2 or 3. You can still go either route, so I probably recommend doing a level 2 or 3 first if you're not quite sure, and then making a decision after that.
Okay, somebody's asking why is level 2 2 years?
It's 2 years because there's a big jump between kind of GCSE qualifications and then an engineering level 3 qualification. It's a big step, and level 2, we do 2 qualifications in 2 years really. The first year is all about learning those different areas of engineering, and then the second year is developing further experience in more areas of engineering, but also it's about boosting those math skills and those science skills to prepare you for that level 3, because that level 3 is challenging. I mean, by all means you can go straight onto level 3 if you've got the correct grades, but if you're still not quite sure of what areas for you, then the level 2-year program is very good. Now you can, after your first year, because you get qualification each year, after your first year you can then go on to apprenticeship. That's perfectly fine, and you will have actually covered quite a lot of the content for your first year of apprenticeship, so it kind of sets you up either way.
Okay, so we've got quite a few questions around fab apprenticeship, so shall we swap to Paul?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Greg. Right, we're ready to go, Paul?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Right, great, so let's get through these questions. Do you have companies available looking for apprentices, or do I need to find my own company?
Ideally both options. We have a team of people that work in college that are based around this time of year until September, October. We try to source employers. So we've certainly got some on board already, and we're having some quite success matching candidates to it, but it's also useful for somebody to approach companies directly, because employers do like somebody that's sort of being proactive and showing a genuine interest that way. So both ways evenly successful.
Okay, how often do you come into college on fab apprenticeship?
It's 1 day a week for over a 3-year period. So first year's Monday, second year's is Tuesdays, third year's is Wednesday. The rest of the time you spend in the company learning your skills and trade. Okay,
somebody's asking, can you do an apprenticeship that's fabrication and welding, or only separate ones?
It's a course that's joined together because the 2 disciplines actually go hand in hand in industry, so it's very difficult to split those. So the course that we've got based around the structure from historic qualifications and the one that we're running now is a mixture of both, because you will be expected to have certain skills and knowledge in both of those disciplines, so it is both at the same time.
Paul, do you take students from the full-time engineering course onto your apprenticeships?
We certainly do, yes. One of the gentlemen that I work with, one of the lecturers, he teaches the fabrication unit on the full-time course, so we have discussions with him as regards apprentices that have shown, students that have shown an aptitude or a massive interest, and we try and match those to local employers, so that's something that we're quite active about at the moment.
Okay, and then linked to that, the next question they've asked is, does that mean you duplicate work, or does your work count that you've done on your level 2?
Some of it will count, but the fabrication course is quite specific to fabrication and welding, so like the health and safety that you might do on the full-time engineering course is sort of typical general health and safety, whereas ours is geared around very specific to fabrication and welding, the types of machinery, the different types of hazards that you could find in our area, how they're managed, how they're reduced, how they're removed. So some of it does cross over, but we do go into a lot more in depth in other aspects of it as well.
Okay, how many apprentices will you take into fabrication and welding?
We usually average somewhere between 20 and 30, depending on placements that we can find for apprentices, that kind of thing, but there's no top side number. We'll just fill the places that we can actually fill with the candidates that we can apply to course, so there's no top side to it at all.
Okay, we've got someone who's in year 10 hoping to be able to secure work placement within a work experience with an engineering company. Will that put them in a good stead for an apprenticeship? It
will do, yes, because certainly if you're going for interviews with potential employers and you've got a little bit of a background or a certain amount of experience in that industry, the employers are quite good at looking for this kind of thing, so you're showing that you're interested from an early age and progressing through to it, and it does give you a little bit more to talk about with an employer as regards things that you've experienced, things that you've seen, and where that genuine interest has come from. So certainly I'd recommend any type of work experience in the engineering industry would be good for you.
Okay, and what kind of wages can a welder earn?
It varies, to be honest with you, because there's different standards of welding, and like I said before, most of the time it's sort of fixed in with the fabrication side of it as well. average 13-14 pounds an hour for someone with a reasonable amount of skill, but I know people that earn a lot more than that have been coded welders, which is a high standard of welding that gets x-ray tested. So and I know people that I've worked with previously that have gone working on oil rigs that earn an absolute fortune. So it depends what qualification level that you want to achieve or that you can achieve as regards obviously the financial arrangements afterwards.
Okay, we've got someone who's worried about passing their maths GCSE. They think they'll pass it. Is there a lot of maths involved in the fabrication apprenticeship? There
is, yes. We do cover quite a lot of maths of science because it starts off like basic marking out different sort of things, cut sizes, work different material allowances, that kind of thing. But also you have to understand the maths and science side of things as well, what's happening to your materials and why. I wouldn't worry too much if you don't achieve the GCSE grade. Obviously, I want you to work as hard as you possibly can to achieve it. We do have dedicated members of staff that work alongside our training team that can help you with GCSEs or functional skills, which is the maths level that's going to be achievable on the course anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, but I still would work hard.
Okay, thanks, Paul. We've got a couple of questions coming about the other apprenticeships. So should we just swap to Bill? Okay. Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Okay, so somebody's asked if you can explain what mechatronics is.
Right, mechatronics is many employers now are looking for multi-skilled in their workforce. So whereas in the old days you would have, say, a mechanical fitter, and that was all that he was fixed to, and then you would have an electrician, and that's all the work that they would do. You now require employees who are multi-skilled. So mechatronics is a mixture of both, and you would do 15 weeks of mechanical learning and in the workshops, and then after that 15 weeks you swap over and do 15 weeks in the electrical. So at the end of your first year you have got quite a good grounding in both mechanical and electrical work.
Okay, thanks. And then someone's asked again around the companies that are available. What companies do we have vacancies with at the minute, Bill?
That's a good question, particularly with the COVID sort of situation that's happened. A lot of companies are really looking closely at what they need. But I work a lot around. There's quite a lot of valve manufacturers and builders around the Huddersfield area. Gearboxes, that type of company. As a trainer assessor, the same as Paul, we build up a relationship with the employees that they were going to see. So you can literally, anything can fall out at any one time from an employer.
Okay, and do you take girls onto engineering apprenticeships?
Absolutely. There's absolutely no reason at all why a girl or a lady can't become an engineer. Absolutely. They'd be very welcome.
Somebody's asking for apprenticeships, is it day release or do you still do the block placement?
It's block placement for the first year and then day release for years 2 and 3.
Okay. Do you have many vacancies in product design?
Product design is not something that I'm really heavily involved in. It is a little bit more specialised, and those apprenticeships are not as thick on the ground as, shall we say, the manual skills, but they are there. They're out there.
Okay. The presentation mentioned EPA. Can you just explain what that is, please, Bill?
Right, at the end of your apprenticeship term, it is called an end point assessment. So during your apprenticeship, you will gain skills, you will have a mentor at work. We as trainer assessors act as mentors as well to guide you through all your learning experience. During your apprenticeship then, you build up a logbook, which creates a record of what you've done over your apprenticeship. At the end, you will create what we call a showcase portfolio. And then when your employer is happy, and only when, the employer will then enter you for what we call an endpoint assessment. and that will then be an independent assessor from the Mechanical Institute, the Institute of Mechanical Engineers, and they will send an assessor out for that day, and they will assess you on your skills and your knowledge, and that ends up then either as a fail, a pass, merit or a distinction.
Okay, thank you very much, Bill. Somebody's typed in around a very specific support question. When you apply, if you indicate that on the application form, then the additional learning support team will make contact with you, regardless of it being full-time or an apprenticeship. So yes, there is additional learning support. I'm just mindful of time. There's a couple of people asked about applying, so I'll answer that for you all. Yes, we are still accepting applications. You can apply via the college website. Just find the course that you're interested on and click apply now, and that does also apply for apprenticeships. There's a few people asked about finding companies. We will help you, but all our vacancies do go on the college website. So if you visit the college website, see a vacancy that you're interested in, you can apply for that vacancy. We are not at the minute able to bring people in college to have a look around the engineering centre. If you visit the website, you can watch the video and there's lots more photographs. Hopefully, we will be able to bring you in closer to the start of the new academic year. So the person that's just asked, do you do level 1 or 2 if you haven't done engineering before, depending on your GCSE grades, depends if you start at level 1 or level 2. I hope everybody found that useful. I will end the session now. If you'd like to attend any of our other open days or watch a previous event, then you can visit our website www.kirkleescollege.ac.uk and go to the virtual open days page. There you'll be able to book on future events. There's a range of general presentations and one about apprenticeships and how to apply for an apprenticeship, and you can also watch videos of all our centres. There will be recordings of previous events as well. If you have any questions, then you can email info@kirkleescollege.ac.uk or telephone 01484 437 070. The team are available till 7:30 tonight, but they will be back again at 9 o'clock in the morning to answer questions as well. A recording of this will be on the website next week. Thank you for attending. I hope you found it useful.